Yo, what's going on? So in between time before I finish up the dating series, right? I was looking through the comment section not too long ago and I noticed somebody comment on the Me Dating the Taurus Woman Part 3 video, and I decided to do a follow-up to that. And I'm not even going to name this like Me Dating the Taurus Woman Part whatever fucking part I'm up to now. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I'm just going to say, look, this is an update to this particular video, and I think I'm going to go back to more of my videos from before and see where I can alter some things that way I may have messed up. I just want to keep it honest, and I can honestly state that after watching this video again, that I was wrong about some things. So, and I can say that I'm much more mature than I was when I recorded that video. So it's a real healthy thing for me to go back and look at that video because I needed to in order to respond to the comment. Because I rarely watch my videos again. I just put them up and I go. So sometimes when I see people comment on them like 2 years later, I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, because it's been that long, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I could really know, like, some of them videos really stick with me, but sometimes I just don't know. I got to watch it again. So this time I actually watched it again and was like, It was kind of discomforting to watch because I realized I was wrong. But it's healthy because now I can get to discuss it and clear some things up. So I want to start off with this. I want to start off because I know I said I got my notes right here too because I don't want to forget none of this. I want to be as accurate as possible. And I said some wild shit on that video, but I said to nurture the Taurus woman, do not love her. So first, let me start by saying I was wrong about that. And the reason why I chose to state the word nurture is because I knew internally that I had to do something the opposite of nature, or the sun, should I say. I knew I had to do something opposite of the sun. So, and I say this because now that I've matured, I've identified different ways that love is expressed through astrology. So I'm going to name those things very briefly before I get into why I said nurture. That just was wrong. All right, so I want to start with, well, fuck it, I'm going to start with nurture since I brought it up first, right? Nurture, and I don't even look at nurture as love. I don't. I look at it as all right, let me do as much as I can so that you survive. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really call that love. I look at that as like, I'll throw you a bone, good luck. You know what I'm saying? So that could be funny style, depending on the type of person you are. So, but that's what the moon is. That's what the moon is. That's why the moon reveals itself to us in phases, because it's like you don't get the full course of this meal yet. You get spoon fed so that you know just enough, or you obtain and receive just enough so you can make it to the next phase. That's what the nurture is about. But see, the issue with nurture is the person that's being nurtured depends on the person who is nurturing them, right? So it may be cool. I mean, just think about the mother-son, mother-daughter aspect, right? You put the titty in the mouth, they feed, they come up off of the titty milk, and then boom. Next thing you know, they're grabbing at the tits forever, right? And that's kind of like exactly what this is if you decide to nurture the Taurus woman. And I'm speaking in the vein of Pisces as well. Keep this in mind, y'all. But you could pick up a few notes if you are a different sign and you're cross-watching. So I don't want the Taurus woman to be dependent on me. And this may work in different schemes in astrology with different signs, different stuff like that. But for Pisces and Taurus, this is not going to work either. Now, I know I want to do something for the Taurus woman. It's just nurture is, in my opinion, not going to be enough from my proper assessment now that I'm more mature. It's not going to be enough. It's going to have the Taurus woman dependent on you. But again, I knew I had to get away from the sun type, nature type energy for Taurus, which I'm going to get to. I'm going to describe now, which is another, this is not even love, but it could trick oneself to believe that this is love. And I had to identify this in astrology. This was not too long ago when I discovered that the sun has this ego, right? That has, well, the sun characteristic, which is also associated with Leo, is generosity, right? And with all the fire signs, really, but especially with Leo, there's this generosity. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to provide this. I'm going to provide that. I'm going to provide this. I'm going to provide that, right? And some people call that love. I see some meme flying around that says, if somebody does something for you and doesn't expect anything in return, that's love. Wrong. It says we got to watch these meme specialists out here. That is wrong. And if I'm able to admit that I'm wrong about something, I want whoever to make that meme to come out and say that they're wrong too, because that's ego. That's ego. When someone gives out of the generosity of their heart and they're not expecting anything in return, trust me, they get some type of satisfaction out of that, and that is the boost of their ego. To know that they had it to provide and to give to someone, they do it. And you can see these types of individuals speak about things that they've done for others, whether they were charitable things or whatever the case may be. These might even be the types of individuals who turn on their phone when they're giving someone something on the streets or something that's at a disadvantage. You understand what I'm saying? It's ego. Although you provided, it's ego. Now, these are sometimes be the same type of extroverts that they're used to having. They obtain a lot from being extroverted and having this big ego sun sign type characteristic about themselves, which attracts more to them, which allows them to obtain more. It's a natural characteristic for them. No hate involved here. But at the same time, these can also be often the types that are in the public who say, man, who's going to be there for me? Yo, I'm always looking out for everybody, but when I turn around, ain't nobody there for me. And these are the people who really be having pity parties in public, right? But it's not necessarily frowned on because these people also seem to have so much, right? Or they have these large crowds around them. Everybody's having a good time. So it's just like, oh man, get over it. You got like rich people downs, like the fuck out of here. Like, give me the material thing. Give me the fame. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You crying about this shit? The fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, that's giving out of ego. That's not love. That's not love, because when these people get disappointed and they can reflect on times when they've done things for other people, this lets you know that there is an emptiness involved with them. And that comes from lacking reciprocity, which brings me to my next form of love, which is the planet Venus. Now, Venus is a form of love. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's reciprocal. It's I do something for you, you do something for me. And the planet Venus rules over love. The planet Venus rules over interaction and attraction levels. So I'm not saying anything wrong when it comes to the logistics and the fundamentals of astrology. Now, see, I got my stuff correct. I got my stuff in order. You understand what I'm saying? And that's actually now in the video about me dating a Taurus woman part 3. I said, if you want it not to work, don't love the Taurus woman. I was wrong. My ego was bruised because I'm dating with some Taurus women, and I was wrong. If you wanted to work with the Taurus woman, Pisces, you love her. You love her in a Venus construct, though, not in a Sun construct and not in the Neptune construct. And which brings me to the Neptune type of love. Neptune love is unconditional love, and it's actually very much parallel to the Christ consciousness. When Christ said, "Turn the other cheek," and Christ said, they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. That's a real high form of vibing. That's why Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, because it's just like, okay, forget the gifts and all of that. Like, let's spend some quality time with each other, because that's the highest form of currency that you can actually obtain. I get it now even more that I had to sit down and really study this to figure out why I had these things wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying to practice unconditional love. I'm not saying not to. You be the judge of that. For this particular video, I want to focus on Venus love and not Neptunian love, because under the solar calendar for Pisces and Taurus, Pisces is the 11th house sign for Taurus. And this, which helps me conclude my thesis here, is because 11th house, naturally ruled by Aquarius, is the opposite of Leo, right? So I was correct when I was saying now I need to get away from that egotistical type of generosity, because that's how I got burned before. Giving stuff, offering stuff to the Taurus woman, looking at me like a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, word. And I'm not going to even say like expressing that to me. But maybe even a couple of times, and I just let it fly over my head, like, man, fuck that. This is what niggas is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Fuck is she talking about? Like, I get it this, I get it that, but no. They will chew you up and spit you out. You gonna give me? You're gonna keep on giving. You understand what I'm saying? But when there's reciprocity involved, it gels well. Why? Because Pisces is the 11th house for the Taurus woman. So it's like, listen, you provide a way to help this woman bring her dreams into fruition. And it might come in the form of money, but still there's some stipulations attached to that money. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this can come in the form of bartering, right? I'm not saying that everything has to revolve around money. You got to understand, before, coinage and all that stuff, there was many deals about bartering and, you do this for me, I do that for you. I do this for you. You know what I'm saying? You got apples, I got oranges. We swap. You know what I'm saying? So these types of things can still occur. However, if it gets to the point where this is more around a corporate level, or even you have to protect both of your interests, you might want to utilize a contract or whatever the case may be to protect those interests. And that, of course, is involved more on a Venus level that's associated with Libra. Libra rules over contracts, a 7th house rules over contracts and stuff like that, business relationships, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know the gist if y'all been in tune with astrology thus far, right? So I'm correct in stating that loving, right? I had to rephrase this. I was wrong the first time. Loving the Taurus woman, Pisces, is the way to keep the Taurus woman, to stay in a healthy relationship with the Taurus woman. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be so simple to do, because the Taurus woman can be so stubborn, meaning they may not adhere to the stipulation that you offer them. You know what I'm saying? They may, and it could be for a number of reasons. It can be, maybe they feel like you're lowballing them, the price should be up. Maybe they feel like what you want is not a good idea, and he's just like, listen, I came up, you said you like this, you said you want to do this, I came up with an idea to make it happen, now you want to change the rules and you want to make it yours. I can't do this with you. You know what I'm saying? It might come to where you butt heads and stuff, you lock horns. I'm not saying it's going to be the simplest thing to do, but utilizing the energy of Venus, which is a love planet, it's about compromise and cooperation, right? And I could be stubborn myself sometimes. I don't even like the word compromise, period. I will find a way to cooperate with you, though. You know what I'm saying? So I will, moving forward, of course, I've learned how to do that with Taurus woman, and it's gelling better. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Now, I kind of like parallel the Neptunian love with the egotistical love, which I wouldn't want to say it's the best comparison, but you got to think about it like this. When people give out of generosity, they just like, they give zero fucks. You know what I'm saying? Right? No intention, no expectation. I just did it because I got it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, in order to express unconditional love as well, there's got to be some zero fucks given there as well. You know what I'm saying? But there might even be a more sinister twist to it, to where, like the Christ consciousness, as I was speaking about before, for Christ to say something like, turn the other cheek and vengeance is mine and stuff like that. This means that the Christ consciousness knows very well about karma, and those who do wrong to you will get wrong done back to them. And the suggestion is you don't physically take that out and handle that business. The spirits got you. That's inadvertently what the Jesus character and the Jesus story was saying. You know what I'm saying? So when I said love is evil, I'm not taking that part back. You know what I'm saying? I just think that love is something that is very deep. You spell it the other way, it does spell evil for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So even when it comes to Venus, it's like, you got to know your self-worth. You got to know your value the same way that I do. So if you feel I'm lowballing you, you got to speak up about it. If I feel that way, I got to speak up about it too. So are we supposed to love each other by doing this? This is called love? Well, yeah, it is. Because then, if we feel shorted and get the short end of the stick, it's going to be a complaint later, right? This is going to be some type of pain that we have to heal from. So we might as well get it right now and speak to each other about what we feel we're worth now, right? And then when we come to an agreement to where we can cooperate, oh, it's like, I love you, right? You love me. And don't lie, you love me. You love me for that shit. So I'm sticking by that. You know what I'm saying? But again, my ego was bruised, and did me dating the Taurus woman part 3. And that's why I came across that way. I didn't have the knowledge that I possess now, nor the experience. So I'm not going to hold y'all too long. I just wanted to put that out there. Get in the comment section if you have anything to add on to this. If you have any experiences that you want to comment about, you know what I'm saying, that is relative to this, that can confirm anything that I'm saying. Taurus women, I also want to know, like, and keep it official, like, how do you feel when people just consistently or constantly give you things out of generosity? Do you think they have hidden motives? Do you think they have hidden intentions? Or do you feel that they are genuine when doing so? And if they are true, genuine souls expressing that generosity, which I personally have met a lot of people who truly are genuinely generous, especially fire signs, right? But let me ask you, have you experienced them also being in the dumps and depressed moods? And sometimes they'll say stuff like, watch the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm there for everybody else. Who gonna be there for me? Like, do you catch them saying stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Or am I tripping? All right, so help me out the same way I help y'all out. Let's keep this whole vibe going. And happy Taurus season, by the way. I'm out.